Hello, everyone. My name is Tammy Eisenreich, and I'm a parent partner for the Lucas County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And I am super excited today to talk with Patti DeHenning from Special Spaces. And to start off, we're going to show a wonderful video that their organization has put together about Special Spaces. And we'll share that first.
When we transform bedrooms, it has a healing power that is incalculable.
Oh my God!
We know that when we alter a space for children, it provides them with control at a time that there is very little control in their lives.
To see that people came over and asked Aria what did she like and what did she want. They feel like someone listens to them.
It provides them with a voice when they are voiceless.
I love that unicorn song!
Sleep is a very important thing. The hospital stay can heal the body, but a special spaces room heals the soul, not only of the person going through it, but for the whole family.
I had expectations, but like never in a million years would any of them ever been this. This is really cool.
When we engage in elevating a bedroom to a dream state for children and their families, what we're doing is bringing communities together. We're reminding children that they're not alone, that we're all in this together.
When a child gets sick, the medical team comes together to take care of the child. And it's similar to a special spaces room where there are people behind the scenes to make it happen.
When a child has a bedroom that transforms from a medicinal space to a dream space, it has the power to remind them that there's joy in life and that this dark time in their life still can have a bright spot. While none of us would like to imagine ourselves in the shoes of these families, we do have the power to join them in their battle.
Well, that is amazing. Okay, so I did want
You ever read something and you're like, wow, that describes exactly how I feel. And so I was just minding my own business, scrolling Instagram the other day, and I saw this post by Dr. John Deloney, and it resonated with me so much. And so,
sorry, guys.
I think it went right into the next video. I thought it was you talking for a minute.
I know. I was like, so now I put up your website. What I might do is just go back to you first. I will get better. You think after 8 months into this, I'd be better at this?
Doing fine.
I'm having problems with my mouse. So I used to do all this. So
we need a new mouse.
Yes. Well, first, I always love to hear how you got involved with the organization, how you started it or why you started it. Like I always tell families when they're applying, they always get so nervous. We're so used to hearing no from like Social Security and your school districts and insurance companies. And when I tell them about these amazing organizations out there that truly want to help them, I said, think of it if you were just sitting down to coffee with them? What would you share about your child? And so I guess I want to put that on you. Like, how did you get started with Special Spaces?
Well, actually, my sister does it as well. She's the one who got me involved. She's lives in Boca Raton, and she got involved because she had a friend that she went to high school with in Buffalo, New York, that had been doing it since almost since the conception, which had started. The whole organization basically started in 2004 with just one woman, one room, and then has grown since then. But I happened to be visiting my sister one weekend, and she said, I have a room to do. And I'm like, well, I'll help. When I helped and I was there for the big surprise reveal, I was like, I have to get involved somehow in this. So I came back home and I did some research. Is there a Toledo chapter? What's the closest chapter that I can speak with? So I met with who was then the chapter director in Columbus, Ohio. Since then it's shut down, but there's other areas in Ohio that have chapters. And I spoke to her, and then you go through the whole process of they have to look at your background. And, it took a good six or 8 months to get going. And then that was in mid 2017. Then I asked a few of my closest friends out, each individually, to dinner and told them about it. And they're just like, yes, I want to be a part of this. And since then we've been blessed enough we'll be doing our 17th bedroom in November. So that's how I got started.
Okay. So is the Toledo chapter a little different from the other chapters?
Well, maybe. I mean, it depends on who there's, I think right now I want to say 18. I don't know exactly how many chapters there are, but some of them are really large. Like, for instance, in Wisconsin, they have like maybe 5 or 6 different co-chapters. So they cover a territory and they do 6 or 8 rooms a year. And then, so as a whole, that umbrella territory, if you will, might do 40 rooms a year. But for me, I'm just my own chapter here in Toledo, and we try to do 4 to 6 rooms a year.
Okay.
So that's what I would say would be the difference in my chapter versus some of the larger chapters that have been around a lot longer.
Okay. And are you currently only doing cancer patients? I guess that's what I was getting at. Because when you look at specialspaces.org, it talks about, I'm trying to think of the right wording, life-threatening. And in fact, that's on, I got to make a note of that. That was on my Facebook page I would say specialspaces.org, it says cancer. I would assume that for sure. So it's just for cancer patients. We used to do it for children with life-threatening diseases, but it became too difficult to determine that. How do you say no to a parent and say, sorry, your child's, yes. So they really had to discuss it in depth, and this is what they came up with. So it's with children ages 2 to 19 with cancer and up to 1 year after their last treatment. That's the qualification. Okay. So if they're in the midst of their treatment, you definitely would help fund that. But then they have up to the 1 year following.
They're right after their last treatment. Yeah.
Okay. Any other requirements? Like, are they required to volunteer with your organization?
No, there's no other requirements. They have to fill out paperwork. Even if they rent, we'll do a bedroom. They have to fill out paperwork. The oncologist has to fill out a form. And then if they do rent, the landlord has to fill out a form. So there's documentation. So what the process is, if I get a candidate, I will speak to them and kind of just pre-qualify. And then they fill out an application, and the stuff I just spoke about. Then it gets sent over to our corporate, and they have a committee that sits down and looks over all the paperwork and then gives me the okay. And then I move forward with the interview process and, the designing and all that stuff.
Okay. And you can see, I'm just looking at the application. It looks pretty self-explanatory, like what you just said. It should be fairly easy for them. Is there any requirement afterwards? Like, do you like to share the family's story and find being involved in helping? I don't want to necessarily say you fundraise, but it definitely helps pay it forward so other children can get their rooms done.
Are you asking if that's a requirement for the children's family?
Correct. No, because you kind of indicated not, but is it something
No.
that you like? I mean, I know parents love.
Yeah, it's totally up to the family. There's no requirements whatsoever than to just enjoy this gift that we have for their child. And it also is, we give, it's a gift to the family too. Families that deal with childhood cancer, it affects all of them.
Mhm.
So there's no requirements whatsoever. Sometimes they want to get involved. Sometimes, they just spread the word on their Facebook. They have to sign a document that allows us to take pictures and videos, and because we do post it afterwards on our Facebook pages.
Okay, and that's what I'm scrolling through now is some of the
Yeah, I
rooms
see
that
that.
you've done.
Yeah,
The unicorn one is amazing.
that was our most recent one. Yeah.
The unicorn one was.
Yep, we just did that last month.
Okay. Can you share a little insight on what November's room is going to be?
Yes, November's room actually is going to be, I haven't even done the interviewing yet, but it's going to be sponsored by a law firm, a local law firm. So we do love corporate sponsorships. And if I can just defer to that a little bit, corporate sponsorships, any organization, individual, company can sponsor a room makeover. And with that comes signage, out in the front yard. We put a big sign out during the weekend, and also, social media posts and stuff. And they have the opportunity, and they can, and they don't necessarily have to, but their employees can help with the makeover. So it's a nice way to give back. And so this law firm, it's up to eight people that can help at the makeover. And that's what they're going to do. So when I interviewed or did the pre-interview with the mom, I always ask, are there any siblings or does your child share a room? And she proceeded to say, well, he has 9 siblings. So we're doing a loft bedroom for 7 boys.
What are the ages? Like, what's the age?
They range from, I want to say 3 to 16 or 17. And the young boy who has cancer is 11, like 10 or 11. So that's going to be my biggest challenge to date, I must say. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what each one of their passions are, what each one of them likes, but so that's coming in November.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see pictures.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting.
Okay. If families wanted to get a hold of you to set up like a business sponsorship or just anything, it wasn't your direct contact on the Special Spaces. I'm trying to think where would they find yours?
They can go to specialspaces.org, number 1, and then look for the Toledo chapter. But our Facebook page, if they just look up Special Spaces Toledo, that'll be on there.
Okay.
And my contact information is on there too, but it's just Patti, Patti, at specialspaces.org is my email address.
And I'm not sharing this, am I? I just realized.
Sharing.
Can you see can you see your website? I didn't
know.
No. There we go.
Okay, it's specialspaces.org. Oops.
Okay. Yep, specialspaces.org. And then I went to the chapters, the Toledo one. You do
Right.
Lucas Wood County in Ohio and then Monroe County in Michigan.
Right. And we're looking at expanding that a little bit. Yeah.
And there you are.
There I am.
Okay. Did we have any questions for those that are viewing with us today? Guys, all good? Well, thank you so much. And I definitely will keep your name handy. And like I said, forward you on to a couple of my other families from Ronald McDonald House that might be, worth connecting to you, whether to help. Because I know when I talk to families, when they've received help, they really want to help other families on their journey. And I think parents
Right.
just want to know what the need is and where they can help. So I've seen several nonprofits lately been making like wish lists on Amazon. I don't know if that's even anything that would benefit when you're doing a room makeover, if that would be something that you
We've
guys?
done that. We've done that with one of the rooms, which was really awesome. Sometimes it can be helpful, and other times it just depends on the family and the circumstances. But unless you have to go, I would love to talk about funding and all of that type of stuff. Is that so? We do. I think you had mentioned something about fundraising, because we do fundraising fundraisers throughout the year. So like what's true with all nonprofits is that we have to get money. I mean, it's all donations, whether it's monetary or product donations or labor or whatever it is. So that's part of how we get our funding, is through individuals donating money, whether it's on the website or they send a check or whatever. And then we have fundraisers throughout the year. Over COVID, we weren't able to at all. We were kind of at standstill, but we recently had our first, it's going to be a yearly golf outing, and we did really well. I feel like, we did $10,500 for our first golf outing. To me, was really awesome. We were very excited about that. We did a bus trip to Detroit, a casino bus trip. We've done painting parties. We're looking to maybe do a bowling tournament in February. So that's how we do our fundraising. But my biggest desire is to continue getting the word out there to companies, organizations, individuals that would want to sponsor a room. And a room sponsorship, I didn't really discuss the cost of a room. The cost of a room is between $5,000 and $10,000, depending. Now, this loft room, we're going to have 3 bunk beds, so it's going to be more expensive than maybe the little girls' room, the unicorn room I did recently, So it depends on the child's desires and needs as far as the cost of the room. But sponsorships are really where I'd like to move forward. If anybody's interested, that would be super helpful.
Could parents set up like a fundraising page for their child to help
Yep.
get their room funded? And you being a nonprofit or 501c3, they
Yep.
could reach out to local businesses on their own that in turn could donate to
For
you,
sure.
get the charitable tax credit, but get it credited to their child's room.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And we're always looking for some help. Like, for instance, right now, whoever's listening, I'm looking for like a multimedia expert that can help me with the stuff that we struggle with, and I just recently, my main guy who's been here since the beginning had to pull back for personal reasons, but he does a lot of the furniture building and putting shelves the day of. He was like a pretty permanent member, and he had to pull back. So I'm always looking for some stronger, younger gentlemen who can help with the heavy lifting and the stuff like that. So we're always looking for volunteers in that and those 2 capacities especially, or even somebody who would want to be more on the fundraising end of things for us. Being out there, reaching out to companies for sponsorships or doing mass mailings or whatever it might be. Those are really the 3 areas that we're looking for volunteers.
Wonderful. I think more and more families are realizing that organizations like yours are volunteer run. They're not paid staff that come in and work 9 to 5 or whatever, that these, this is your passion. This is where your heart is. And
I got another job too. I got a full-time job that, that takes a lot of my time, but this is most definitely my passion. And I can say this, when we work throughout the couple of months, putting it all together, and then we're there for 2 basically full days. The parents and the family leave Friday. We usually ask them to be gone by about noon on Friday. We send that, we give them money for a hotel and for dinner. We set them up for a nice day, depending on the family. And then they're gone, and we come in and we do the painting. We bring the furniture. We sometimes build things on the spot. We do all the decorating sometimes there's custom closets that have to go in and carpets, like modern floor. They've done all of our carpets for us for all of the rooms that needed them. That all happens on Saturday. And then by about 4:00, the family comes back and knock on the door, and the children come in, and it's the surprise and the look on both the child and the family is just super, super rewarding. Really, really just means the world to me.
social media isn't my strength, but my mind is like going to like the HDG TV reveals, and
Yeah.
like you guys should have, like TikTok videos, and like I think people would love to see what you're doing and to help get and be a part of that excitement and part of that. I know like the St. Jude's house that they always do in the area, it's always on the news. They love parent, they like to see where their money's going. They like to see the results of it. So I don't know,
Yeah.
that would be my
No, I love that.
anything I can do to help get it out there too. But I mean, my mind
Yeah.
is thinking of the other ways. We all love to see the final reveal. I think
Yeah.
that's the fun part. And so
I agree. We've been on the news once or twice, but again, this is a position I'm looking for somebody to help me with that, to get that type of stuff going. But your idea about TikTok is really an interesting idea. I'm going to talk to corporate about that. Yeah.
You're not there yet?
No, I mean, I'm not on TikTok. I haven't seen corporate on TikTok.
See, that might be an avenue. And I think people are really giving, and like one of our people joining us mentioned that I think if families know, they want to know where their money's going. They want to know it's legitimate. They love local organizations that they can, I don't want to say drive by and see the results, but just know that it really is working. And, you've been around 5 years. What's the next 5 years going to look like? Let's get you.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all for listening, and I hope to hear from people soon.
Good. Just FYI for families that are joining us next month, we will be meeting with iTalk. The iTalk is the interactive technology assisting autistic little kids. They give iPads to children with autism, and that'll be the last Wednesday in September. Thank you.